Today, I am announcing my candidacy for the 2024 Republican nomination to represent Colorado's 4th Congressional District in the United States House of Representatives. It's the right move for me personally, and it's the right decision for those who support our conservative movement. This is the right move for Colorado, for us. Personally, this announcement is a fresh start following a pretty difficult year for me and my family. I had never been in politics before, and I'd never been through a divorce, something I never intended to go through. I've made my own personal mistakes and have owned up and apologized for them. It's tested my faith, my strength, and my abilities both as a mom and a congresswoman. It's been humbling and challenging, but it's also given me perspective and helped me grow.
Congressman Boebert announced that she's switching from the 3rd District to the 4th as her challenger Adam Frisch closes in on her after narrowly losing the last election to her. But of course, she didn't mention that aspect of her calculations to run from one end of the state to another.
Her choice of changing districts to try and remain in office and run for re-election, what does that tell you about how she feels, how confident she feels the voters in her current district are in terms of sending her back to Washington?
I think Lauren Boebert's actions are blatant self-preservation. She knows that she has failed the citizens of her district. She has failed to deliver Coloradans on the Western Slope on issues that matter to them. She has failed to deliver legislatively. There's scandal after scandal after scandal. So I do think this is her trying to hold on to power. And ultimately, we will see how the primary plays out in this new district, which, by the way, is literally on the opposite side of the state from where she currently serves as Congresswoman.
There's no way the Boebert camp didn't realize that this plan to avoid an embarrassing loss after throwing around so much anger and vitriol would get called up by anyone paying attention. So they came up with some excuses for her plan to run to the 4th.
They've raised $10 million out of Aspen, and I take the other places in your district. It's all flowing through there because of you. You believe by switching to the 4th, you're cutting off that money will cease, and you'll give a MAGA candidate a shot to win in Colorado 3rd.
Steve, that's exactly correct. They do not have policies that they are running on. They're simply running against Lauren Boebert. And it's not just Aspen that the money is coming from. It's coming from Hollywood. When you have Barbra Streisand coming in and donating to the Democrat, when you have Reynolds coming in and donating to the Democrat, it shows you that Hollywood is trying to buy their way into Congress. You have George Soros and his dark money groups that have already spent $2 million in a non-election year in Colorado's 3rd district. And so this cuts that funding that they're receiving now and gives an opportunity for conservatives to have a stronger presence in Colorado. So I'm not abandoning my district. I love Colorado's 3rd district and will continue to fight for each and every person who's in the district.
Republicans have cultivated voters that they think will somehow listen to her complain about Barbra Streisand and Reynolds and come to the conclusion that they're the big money power brokers in politics. All while big money corporations and billionaires openly buy off politicians and craft their agendas and legislative goals. A simple question to ask is, if Lauren Boebert's track record and policies are so important to Colorado voters in the 3rd district, why isn't she confident enough to stay there and let the voters just roll in for her? Instead, she just claims that she's got power and strength rather than showing it.
We have a very, very slim majority in the House right now, and there are a lot of Republicans who are afraid to actually do what they said they were going to do when they were on the campaign trail. It blows my mind, Steve, the way people will campaign one way and govern like a Democrat. It's actually worse than being a Democrat, because at least they tell you we're here to destroy your country. But Republicans put on this show like they're here to save the world and save our country and protect your future. All the while they're cutting deals with Democrats in the back rooms. So we are here to expose exactly what's going on in Washington, D.C., those tactics, and get the base fired up.
Despite Boebert's claim that she's the most principled Republican out there, she still has to win this primary in the 4th. So her escape across the state isn't even guaranteed to work out for her. Now, what the Republican Party might be happy about is that they have a chance to potentially compete in her now former district, the 3rd, against Frisch. And that primary in the 4th could send her home. wherever that is.
I did not arrive at this decision easily. A lot of prayer, a lot of tough conversations, and a lot of perspective had convinced me that this is the best way I can continue to fight for Colorado, for the conservative movement, and for my children's future, and for the future of our great country. I will be moving to the 4th in 2024 and will continue to take my conservative fight directly to them. And the Aspen donors, George Soros, and Hollywood actors that are trying to buy this seat, well, they can go pound sand. We aren't going to give them the opportunity to steal the 3rd. Republicans will hold the 3rd, and I'll proudly represent the 4th, and Republicans will be stronger for it.